Okay. Good. Good evening to doctor and my fellow teammates. So today now we're going to present our infographics based on the experiments that we did on the hand sanitizers. So the title of our infographic is "Protect Yourself and Others with Hand Sanitizer." So when we talk about hand sanitizer, we know that hand sanitizer is an agent that applied on our hands to remove the common pathogen. So nowadays, in the pandemic of COVID-19, we know that the pathogen that involved is coronavirus, and we have to protect we can protect ourselves using hand sanitizer to remove this pathogen called coronavirus. So for the next part, the introduction one, I pass to next member.
Okay, thank you, KRISHNASAMY. So I will continue with the introduction for our uh, infographic. So as we know, hand sanitizer is used when we want to remove the pathogen, but we can use the soap and also the water, which is more effectively to remove the pathogen compared to the hand sanitizer. But when we don't have soap and water for washing the hand, we can replace it by using the hand sanitizer. So hand sanitizer consists of three forms, which is firm, liquid, and gel form. So hand sanitizer got two types, which is alcohol-based and also alcohol-free. So alcohol-based is the hand sanitizer that have the alcohol, such as ethanol, isopropanol, or N-propanol. Why? Alcohol-free is the hand sanitizer that don't have the alcohol, such as it replaces the alcohol with the disinfectants and also the antimicrobial agent. So next is the composition of hand sanitizer. So I will pass to next presenter, Xiaoyan.
So now I'll be sharing about the composition of the hand sanitizer. The hand sanitizer composed of three main parts, which is the alcohol, water, and other ingredients. For the alcohol, it's the most because it contains 60% to 95%. The alcohol is used to break apart the lipid-based coating of pathogen and destroy them, while the water content is only less than 40%. Water is used to carry the ingredients and as a part of the hydrogel, whereas the other ingredients is the least, which is less than 1%. The other ingredients are used to protect skin from drying, neutralize the acidic effect, give appearance and smell to the hand sanitizer. Next, I'll pass to Umi.
Thank you, Sharian. So the problem statement is what is the relation between viscosity of hand sanitizer and rate of vaporization? So we are conducted two types of experiment. The first experiment is to determine the viscosity of hand sanitizer, and the procedure of this experiment is firstly we prepared three different samples of hand sanitizer, which is handguard, Nuvo, and also Mr. DIY. And then we cut A4 paper and was placed slanted down. And then 2 drops of each hand sanitizer sample will drop on the paper, and then the droplets of sanitizer will let to flow for 2 minutes. And after 2 minutes, the distance flow was measured by using ruler. And this experiment were repeated twice. And at the end of the experiment, we will be able to conclude that the rate of viscosity, Mr. DIY has the lowest rate of viscosity and Handguard had the highest rate of viscosity. And the second experiment is to determine the rate of vaporization of hand sanitizer. And the procedure is we also prepared three different samples of hand sanitizer, which is from Handguard, Nuvo, and also Mr. DIY. And then each of the hand sanitizer was 1 drop on A4 paper. And then at the same time, the timer was set to 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes, the amount of sanitizer droplet left was observed and the conclusion were made. And step 2 until 4 were repeated 3 times and obtain the average result. So at the end of the experiment, we'll be able to conclude that Mr. DIY has the highest rate of vaporization and handguard has the lowest rate of vaporization. So I'm going to pass the presentation to the next presenter.
Okay, for the next part is the comparison between the hand sanitizers that used for the experiment. So there are three brands of hand sanitizer that we used. First is Handguard, and then Nuvo, and then last one is Mr. DIY. So the types of the hand sanitizers that we used are all the three are alcohol based, and then the form of the hand sanitizer is for the Handguard it is gel in the form of gel, and for the Nuvo it's liquid, and for the Mr. DIY it's also the liquid. So and then for the percentage of alcohol in Handguard is 75% of denatured alcohol, and in the Nuvo is 70% of ethanol, and in the Mr. DIY the percentage of alcohol is 75% of ethanol. And then for the other ingredients um, that present in the first one is aqua, alkyl acrylics cross polymer, glycerin, and allobarbadensis leaf juice, pentanol, fragrance, and triethanolamine tetrasodium EDTA. And in the Nuvo branded hand sanitizer, the other ingredients are aquadamine, propylene glycol, acrylics cross polymer, and also perfume. And for the last one, Mr. DIY brand, the other ingredients present are aqua, alkyl acrylates, cross polymer, and hydrolyzed jojoba esters, triethanolamine, and allobarbadensis leaf juice powder, and also cretic acid. And after we conducted the experiment, we observed that the viscosity of Mr. DIY is less than Nuvo, and viscosity of Nuvo is less than Handguard. And for the rate of vaporization from the experiment 2, we observed that the rate of vaporization of Mr. DIY is greater than Nuvo, and for Nuvo it's greater than Handguard. And to add on, we also after the observation we also discovered that all the three hand sanitizers used obeys the KKM requirement that's set by KKM, the requirement set by KKM, and which is hand sanitizer must contain minimum of 60% of ethanol alcohol. So all the three hand sanitizers contain more than that. As we can see that 75% of denatured alcohol, 70% of ethanol, and 75% of ethanol respectively. So for the next part, I pass to Chai.
Okay, thank you, KRISHNASAMY. So just like KRISHNASAMY said just now, all these three brands are obey the requirement of the KMM, which is the amount of the alcohol must greater than 60% in the hand sanitizer. Okay, so based on the result that we obtained during the experiment, we can see that the Mr. DIY have the lowest viscosity, while have the largest rate of vaporize. Compared to Handguard, it has the largest viscosity and rate of vaporize is decreased. Therefore, we can conclude that the viscosity of the hand sanitizer increases, the rate of the vaporization of the hand sanitizer will decreases. So it was inversely proportional to each other. Okay. So I think that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank